Alright, I got to play Rivals 2. And let me tell you, it's good. Let's get into it. Okay, so I want to get some basic thoughts out of the way first. The game, it feels really solid. It's a lot like playing Rivals 1 if you just expanded it with a bunch of new mechanics, a bunch of new options. For those of you who may not be in the know, there's now shields, there's grabs, there's ledges, knockdown states, get-up specials, ledge specials, special pummels, just a whole bunch of new stuff. That's just to name a few. So in the demo I only got to play like one game, which, you know, there was a line, so it's understandable, and there were only 6 characters and about 6 stages. So for the characters, we have Zetterburn, Rano, Fleet, Maple, and then Raster and Kragg. And then the 6 stages we got to try were neat, because some of them were just like a mix of like stage aesthetics we're used to, mixed with plat layouts we're not. So Fire Capital is like largely the same, right? Ho Dojo is Tower of Heaven, but with like Hodan and Dojo theming, really cool. And then Air Armada has Ethereal's Gates layout now. And Rockwall is the same, but it seems to be a little bit, I don't know if it's actually bigger, but it seems to be a little bit bigger. Jules Vale is largely the same, except the platforms are more mechanical and like gear-based now. And then Etherean Forest, which was the stage they showed off for Maple, that was a lot like P plus Green Hill Zone, which was really cool, because that is it's probably going to be the new smallest stage. And so, game feel, that's what we're here for, right? We love Rivals for the game feel. Game feels phenomenal. Everything moves and feels like you would expect it to in a Rivals game. It's hit falling so satisfying, and shields adds some much needed defensive game. It seems to me on first impressions that the game is going to be very punish heavy. Missing a tech or getting your tech roll red honestly might just spell the end of your stock. With the exclusion of Drift DI, Drift DI is not going to be a thing in Rivals 2. You can't course correct if your initial DI is wrong. We saw a little bit of this in the footage we did get, where Zetterburn's forward throw is just kind of killing at mildly early percents. So we're talking like 80-ish. So if you just DI that forward throw wrong initially, you just kind of die for it. But overall, the game feels extremely fluid. Hits feel great to land. Like shield and grab counterplay adds a much needed answer to just someone throwing aerials in your general direction. In Rivals 1, your only recourse is to it's just to parry it or suffer. So parry it, move out of the way, or suffer. So yeah, the shields, I feel like, give a much-needed counterplay to that. Now you can sort of shield tank and grab. Although, in my match, which you'll see toward the end here, Kragg could F-strong out of shield really quickly, which took me aback a little bit. But yeah, ledges, it didn't seem to be that bad when we were playing. It still really means to... Ledges, it didn't really feel that bad, honestly, when I was playing. It's one of those things that it remains to be seen. In all the footage I got, no one tried ledge camping. It didn't seem to be that big of a problem, more or less. We'll have to see when we get our hands on the game a little bit more. Overall, I'm looking forward to the full release of this game. I think it's just, my time with it was amazing, and everyone I talked to, a P plus dev, an HDR TO, and several people from different like walks, just like competitive Rivals players, casual Rivals players, everyone enjoyed their time with the game, which was astounding to see. So I will go over some general questions that people asked SBS, as well as some of his answers. If you have any questions for me that I can possibly answer, feel free to drop them in the comments. I will answer them to the best of my ability. I am not an expert. Again, I've played one match and I recorded maybe 30 minutes before I had to go. But yeah, I'll answer some of the questions that SBS was asked here, and we'll sort of get into that now. So, question. How do parries work? So, parries are performed by pressing special and shield. This was kind of, we knew about this. Parry startup is actually going to be a little bit longer than it is in Rivals 1. There's the same amount of parry stun, but you get more invulnerability afterwards, according to SBS. Ledge invulnerability. So, you do get invulnerability for grabbing ledge, yes. But every subsequent grab, you don't get invulnerability. It's kind of like ultimate. So once you grab the ledge the first time, that's your invulnerability. After that, you got to get back on the stage to refresh that. So with ledge invulnerability and wave dashing, we got to ask, is GALINT in the game? Yes. So on the first time you grab the ledge, you get your invulnerability, and then you ledge dash up, and you have your global actual ledge intangibility. However, the answer wasn't completely clear because SBS clarified that as soon as a character is actionable or takes an action, they become vulnerable. So we'll have to see at what point the intangibility goes away, but I think the takeaway is that you're not going to be performing intangible attacks. I think that's the big takeaway here. The characters on the character select screen aren't split into elements. Was it intentional? So yes. To quote SBS, we're not necessarily going to be launching with the same amount of characters per element. SBS also stated that the elements don't dictate future character releases. For example, they might release 2 air characters in a row. So that they're operating completely free. Any character can get added any time. We don't have to have the same amount of water characters as earth characters, you know? So sorry, you just can't use the elements to guess what character is going to be in the game. It's not a thing anymore. So with Shovel and Ori not returning, will any mechanics be reused? There's no definitive answer. I asked SBS specifically. No definitive answer. I'm sorry. Anything's possible. They could be like the mechanics might be returning. They might reuse Shovel Knight's money mechanic. But it's up in the air. That it may never happen. It may happen. Who knows? Can you escape Kragg cargo throw? You can't mash out of it. There's no mashing in Rivals 2, just like there was no mashing in Rivals 1. So what happens when Kragg puts you in the cube is that there's a set amount of time, and then once that timer's up, if Kragg hasn't inputted a throw, then he'll just do the normal rock throw. With the character in the cube. So, this timer, right? It's a set amount of time, but the timer moves down faster if Kragg is near a blast zone. So he can't cargo throw you into the blast zone. You'll escape. It'll do the escape throw by then. But it's not like Smash Donkey Kong where you'll wiggle out and just sort of like you'll do the grab break. No, Kragg will just throw you at the end of the timer. Are Chaingrabs a thing? I know this was a concern for quite a few people because Rano's based off Sheik, who is infamous for Chaingrabs. No, once a character's thrown, they have grab invincibility. It's kind of like Ultimate. Their grab invincibility, it lasts for a certain amount of time, or until they're hit, they like tech or perform some kind of action. So SBS was talking briefly that in the current build we were playing, there was like a Kragg cheese where Kragg could down throw you, jab, down throw again, jab, down throw again. I imagine that's not going to be in the final game, but it sounds funny. What can I say? And yeah, that's what I got for you. I'll leave the rest of this raw gameplay going. I'll also upload all the raw footage. I have unlisted. That'll be somewhere in the description of this video. If you have any more questions, just drop a comment. I'll answer to the best of my ability. I can't promise the best answer, or I'll even know. There were still characters I didn't even get to see. I didn't even get to see Raster. I didn't see Fleet. So I will answer to the best of my ability. So yeah, I'll leave this running for you. Stay tuned for the very end, where you will get to see me and T. Richard play our game, where I kind of do some schmoves with Kragg. But yeah, no, enjoy. I will I will see you all in the next video.
So, with the DLC characters not coming back, would the team consider like repurposing some of their mechanics or ideas? Sorry, like the guest characters, yeah. Okay. Those are I love these dodging answers you're doing. They're amazing. I mean, I'm losing my main, so... Shovel Knight. Why does it say B plus A next to Maple? Why does it say B plus A next to Maple? Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
I'm gonna go when you are.
We rock, paper, scissors?
No, we're not.
Okay.
I'm gonna have rock, paper, scissors, but you can choose the stage.
Oh, I can choose the stage?
Don't go Rockwell.
Rockwell.
Oh, I hate you so much.
Rockwell, baby!
Oh, whoa, okay. Maple's going on turbo speed now.
Oh yeah, she's crazy.
Alright, this is fine, this is fine. Oh no.
Oh, you used your get up special.
Oh yeah, you can shield grab, but so shield grab.
That's right.
Like sometimes if they do it again, we always shield grab which is what's normal for other things, but like if they're big shield. Oh, if someone's in shield, you can grab the shield.
Oh my god.
I think so at least. Can I get you to a master? Oh,
Wait a second. I need to do something. Terry!
There he is!
it's a text special.
Get him, Terry! Oh.
Oh, I'm getting my ass kicked.
Okay.
Oh, that takes a little bit.
Okay. That's right. Yay with the odds.
Come on, I want to see the taunt.
Kragg.
Okay, oh yeah. Are there multiple taunts or just one?
Right now.
Okay, right now. You said.
More what? Yeah. Nothing is permanent.
Fair enough.
Like it could change in the future.
So I can't act out as fast as I can in the Rivals of Aether.
I can. Alright.
Right now we have
And you go.
unless you do it very drop.
I did check in, thank you.
No, perfect. Like, as of on startup. Yeah, like, not ultimate.
The chest bump. He's so cool.
Yeah, there is.
I tried there. It went. Oh, there we go. You can't hold R in bubble
I
special.
don't really see it much in this
Oh,
one.
put him in a cube.
I pointed it out, and Trevor's like, yeah, I noticed that too. So, I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's something that's going to be there. Yeah. Because I knew the UE4
Yeah, that's Kragg moment. Oh, the stage transition though. Let's go.
I mean, like, the guy dropped mine. The suit doesn't have knockback. So I didn't do a knockback. Connor, I'm getting nice.
Oh wow, I'm also going to reskill.
Yeah, I feel that.
Nope, I'm dead.
Alright.